In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader 2-pack. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader 2-pack. This is one of those 2-packs where you're getting 2 carded figures inside the box. I've recently done a review of the Ewoks 2-pack. That's the first 2-pack that I've had. We are going to be getting another one, which is the Revan and the HK Assassin droid. And here it is. This is the Obi-Wan Kenobi version, where you're getting Obi-Wan and Darth Vader from the end duel from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So there you see the packaging there. You see the 2 figures on there. We've got the Kenner logo at the bottom. You've got the 2 carded figures there. I do like the sides of the boxes of these, very much like they did with the Ewoks. However, I do feel it is a little bit Black Series if you ask me doing this, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And then on the back you get a really good look at the 2 carded figures that you're going to be getting in the pack with the Vintage Collection logo on there. So as you can see in this pack, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi Showdown and Darth Vader's Duel's End. So that's enough about the packaging. Let's open it up and take a look at the card backs. Very much like the Ewoks 2-pack, you open up the box from the side and then they slide out in this sort of insert there, cardboard insert to keep them nice, with some tissue paper in between the figures as well. So hopefully we're not going to get the ring of death on those card backs, but let's take a look. And here we have the 2 carded figures that were inside the box. And I've got to say, they look brilliant together. They are unpunched, if you're into that sort of thing. I'm not going to be keeping these 2 carded. These are going to get opened up in this video and we're going to be taking a look at the figures in detail. But let's just take a look at the card backs first of all. Let's just turn them around to see if we can see the numbers. We've got VC291, which is Darth Vader, and VC290, which is Obi-Wan. So let's do them in number order. Let's take a look at Obi-Wan first of all. I remember when this got announced, that is one of the nicest card back images I've seen in a very long time. Really good image there. I love the glow of the lightsaber. You can just see the light shining down on his face there. Really good card back, that one. And there he is in the bubble, the figure. I think a lot of this figure is new. It could open up the opportunity for some other Jedis in the future. So that's pretty cool. As I said, there's the back, VC290. And yeah, I just love the card back, man. That is a beautiful card back. You've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi logo there. I know a lot of people weren't too keen on the show itself, but I thought it was just all right, basically. The last episode, I think it was the last episode anyway, with the duel was fantastic. And then this card back was a little bit disappointing. It reminds me very much of the other Vader card back that we've got for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's Vader just standing there basically with his lightsaber lit. It would have been nice if they'd used an image of Vader with the damaged helmet and you would have been able to see Hayden Christensen's face just peering through there, just like you can with the figure basically. That would have been a better image, but they've gone with that one. I'm not going to say it ruins the set. You've got one really great card back and then just one sort of alright one. You know, if I saw both card backs very quickly, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. The only thing that I can tell the difference with really is, you know, one's got a broken helmet and the other one hasn't. VC291. So yeah, not really too much else to say about that card back. Darth Vader Duel's End, Obi-Wan Kenobi Showdown. Alright, so that's the card backs. Let's open up the figures and take a look. Alright, so here are the figures out of the packaging, just in a simple pose. I just want to show you the figures just like this to begin with, and then we will look at them up close and look at all the articulation and all the details and everything. But I just wanted to get them in 2 simple poses so you can see the height of the figures and things like that, and also so you can see what they come with. Obi-Wan, he is packed in with a lit lightsaber, a lightsaber hilt and a blaster. Vader, you get a lit lightsaber and you get the lightsaber hilt, and you also obviously get the removable mask, which has got the battle damage on it as well. Vader also has various other bits of damage on him, which is pretty cool. And later on in the video, I will also compare him against the actual Dark Times Vader, because looking in the bubble of that card back originally, I did think that the helmet on this one is a little bit too big. And looking at the figure here, I really can't tell until I get him up against an actual Darth Vader that doesn't have the removable helmet. So, but he's looking pretty cool. He looks really menacing, obviously, with that battle damaged helmet there. You can see the head sculpt coming through. Really, really cool. So now that you've seen them like this, let's take a closer look. All right, then let's take a really close-up look at the Darth Vader figure to begin with. And there's that battle-damaged helmet there. The lightsaber's gone right through that. And you can see all of the paint apps that they've got on top there to give it that sort of charred look. And then you've got Vader's or Anakin's face peering through. Looks really, really menacing, all scarred up. And then if you look at the back, you can see there how it's gone through. What I do like about this figure as well is it's got the damage to the cape. Now, of course, this cape does need a bit of an iron or something. When it's been in the packaging, they do come out all crumpled and creased. So, you know, you probably want to give that a bit of an iron. On the back of him, though, I don't think there is going to be any damage. There is no damage to him on the figure. It is literally just the cape, but I still like that they've done that. And you can see the cape's all jaggedy at the bottom and everything as well. You can see all there, look. Also on the front of the figure, his little chest readout thing is all damaged. You can see none of the lights are working on there, and there is some sort of scrapes and cuts where that's been damaged. Apart from that, this Vader is very, very similar to the other Vaders that we've got, except for they have made a change to the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads on this guy is attached just sort of under the armour there. It's a soft vinyl plastic. And if we look at another Vader, this is the Return of the Jedi Vader. It's actually attached at the front of the armour there. You can see that there. So they have actually made a change there. I mean, obviously we've had other figures where they've done these shoulder pads in a similar way. Just helps with the articulation, basically. So I appreciate that they've done that. Okay then, so let's remove the helmet, so we can get a good look at this head sculpt underneath. And there you can see quite a flesh tone to him. He's got all those scars and everything on his head. And I'm not too sure if that's the same sculpt as they've used for the Return of the Jedi version. We will compare them in a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this piece off so we can get a good look at him. Okay then, so there you go. And you can see I'm pretty sure that this is a different head sculpt to the one that we got before. Let's bring in the other one. You can definitely see the chin on the one on the right hand side is a lot pointier. So yeah, I think they're completely different. Obviously they've got similar scarring on the heads and everything, but yeah, you can actually see that they are a different shape completely. Obviously completely different colour as well. This guy is a lot paler. So there's the two together. Interesting, because I do remember when this one came out, everyone was saying, you know, this one is based on Hayden Christensen because they can use the same head for this one, but they haven't used the same head at all. Completely different. And I just wanted to check out the helmet sizes, because as I mentioned, this new one, the helmet did look quite big. So comparing the two helmets there, I don't think there is too much of a difference. Obviously, when I saw this one in the bubble, it did look oversized, but comparing it to the Return of the Jedi version, I think they're pretty much exactly the same. Let's just bring in the Dark Times Vader, and then we can compare it to that one as well. So if we just bring those in, I think maybe it's a little bit bigger to accommodate the head, but very fractional, not a lot in it at all. So they've done a pretty good job with that. Okay then, so there he is, the Darth Vader. I think he's pretty awesome. At the end of the day, you can't really complain about getting another Darth Vader, but what I would say is that from the Obi-Wan series in general, we've now got 3 Obi-Wans and 2 Darth Vaders, and not a lot else really, have we? So that's a bit of a disappointment that they've given us 3 of one character, 2 of another. Admittedly, they're the main characters, but you know, after that we don't really have too much. So Hasbro kind of needs to sort that out, especially for future new media. Let's do things in a meaningful way instead of like a half attempt basically, and just giving out a few figures and, you know, repeating the characters basically. But I still like this one. I think it's still pretty cool. It's a good concept, and I think they've executed it really, really well. Okay then, so now on to the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, and I've just about managed to get the lightsaber into a two-handed pose. I'm sure I could probably do it a little bit better if I had more time, but at the end of the day, it was a bit of a struggle to do that, but it can be done. This is a really, really good Obi-Wan, it's got to be said. Let me just take the lightsaber out of his hand so we can get a good look at this body. At the end of the day, I think this is pretty much a scaled down version of the Black Series version, which is what they seem to be doing a lot recently. The head is a good likeness. I do like the hair and everything. There's some good paint apps on the hair. He doesn't look as much like Chuck Norris as the other versions. I'm loving the sculpting on the back of his tunic there. and the front as well. And obviously, as I said before, you know, hopefully this gives us the opportunity to get other Jedis, because they could just use the same body basically. And those legs look the same legs as that we've got on the other two Obi-Wan Kenobis. Side holster with the blaster there. And in terms of articulation, you know, the head's on I think that's a barbell. Yep, a barbell. We have the ball hinge shoulders that go up pretty high actually. This again is quite a soft plastic, so you can push that high up like so, and it goes all the way round. Hinge at the elbow. There is a hinge at the wrist, but it's kind of hidden by his sleeves. Ball hinge at the waist, which actually you can actually see the joint there. And then underneath he has the new style hips, and of course a split at the thigh. We've got the knees, and we have the hinge and the rocker ankles, which is all good. So, you know, as far as a Jedi goes, you want to be able to get those into lots of different poses, and you're going to be able to do that with this figure. This is all really soft plastic, and it does have the split there as well, so you can get the legs out if you wanted to, no problem at all. As I said, I really do like the sculpt. I think they've done a great job. And of course, with the articulation of Vader, I mean, I was going to go through it, but I don't think you really need to. I've done 2 videos already where we've done the articulation for this Vader figure. All you need to know is that it has every piece of articulation that you're ever going to need. It is easily the best Vader sculpt we've ever had. It's an absolutely fantastic figure, the original Dark Times Vader. Such a stunning Darth Vader indeed. So this is your Obi-Wan. I think this is probably my favourite of the 3 Obi-Wans that we do have now from the series. And yeah, obviously it's going to go with the figure that comes in the 2-pack, so create a little scene with that and what have you. One little gripe I do have is that because they've included the blaster, his hand is designed to hold the blaster even with a trigger finger, and that doesn't really work too well with the lightsaber. You know, I'd prefer it if he had 2 hands, more like that really, but there you go. Looking pretty awesome. And there you go then, guys. That is the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader 2-pack from the Obi-Wan series. At the end of the day, these 2-packs are kind of like giving you 2 figures at an inflated price, because you do have to pay a little bit more for the fact that they're in the box set. But what I would say is that, you know, they're packed in quite nicely. You've got the tissue paper between the figures. They're unpunched. And in this case, you've got one really great card back, like a credit to the line, basically. Looks amazing. The Darth Vader one was just okay, but 2 really nice figures. Great scene there. And it was probably the best part of the Obi-Wan series for me. So, you know, good that we've got 2 figures from that scene. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if you're going to be picking this up. I managed to pick mine up from Star Action Figures in the UK. So if you do want to pick one up from there, I'm pretty sure they are still in stock. As I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support means a great deal to me. And thank you to everybody that watches my videos. And we shall see you on the next one.